Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between and beyond, welcome to our stream number 104 on the 6th of January 2022, and I heartily welcome you all to our stream. Our late night stream again, yes. It's quite a while, already 3 days, if I remember right, that we have streamed on such a late hour. Everything worked out a little bit different than I hoped and thought it would be today, but nevertheless, we are enjoying the time that is given to us. By the way, it is 23:09 UTC +0. I can't remember perfectly if I told that already. Setting up all the chats on the different channels we are in. We are now finally back on. Well, friends, I was able to fix quite a lot of things. First of all, and most of all, the best that I was able to do is that finally we should have sound again if we are going to play Microsoft Flight Simulator or any other game on Xbox. So this should work, and I hope we're going to have some fun today. In any case, of course, we're going to start again with some Duolingo as usual. That is something that we are definitely going to do. Our first step on going on. So let's go. Let's do some Duolingo first. Afterwards, we are going to update a little bit our Fund of Hope. I thought actually that we're going to do something new today again, getting deeper again into our main topic of slowly but consequently going to improve things in the world around us, right? But it appears like I spent about 3 hours to simply try to correct the problem with the sound with the Xbox. So not today is going to be our new topic. Maybe the next time. Alright, I'm just preparing everything. We are listening to the and we are finding it exactly here. That's what we found here. To remember, I'm trying to memorize the as a person who's standing beside a house, and we can see here a little bit the beginning of a window. That is how I'm trying to remember. Let's do a little bit silenter music, and let's try to do our daily Korean session. But nevertheless, it doesn't matter what topic we are in at the moment or on which mood I am. If there is something going on in your life, what you would like to talk about, simply tell. what is deep inside, maybe in your heart. Never forget. Simply tell us everything. We are here with you. You are here with us on this beautiful, almost blue planet. And we are able to talk to each other, though we are probably well, maybe even 1,000 kilometers apart from each other, right? To be honest, I am very confused about O and U. Runao, good evening. Great to see you here. How are you doing? How are you doing? It's awesome that you are always there when everything else seems to be gone. I'm fine. I'm very good today. I did not work today. That's probably why I'm... You think you're going crazy? Why is that? Runao, tell me about that. What is going on? What is going on? And the first question is going to be, before you answer probably even, when was the last time you were able to sleep? That is already a very important question, right? In your case. Oh man, this is the... Okay, look at this. It is like Pinocchio is walking against a wall and saying... So Runao, what is going on? Tell me. Why do you think you're going crazy? Okay, let's do another one, and afterwards we're going to update our Thunderfolk, which I hope is already trying to update. Let's take a look if it is already trying to update. It is trying, but it's very far from being finished updating. Oh, Runao writes, I am visiting my mom at LA. Last night. She lives in a apartment building in front of the Cecil Hotel. And I saw an old guy looking at me and smoking a cigarette. I didn't think much of it, but then I realized that the hotel has been closed for years. And a spooky feeling comes into me. So what happened then? You slept yesterday after the story? So did this person disappear suddenly, just like in air? What happened after you realized? It's one of the most haunted hotels, really. It happened today. Unbelievable, my friend. Unbelievable, really. So are you scary now? Are you scared, to be more precise, not scary? You are not scary, right? Was it at night happening? So it was like in the night. Memo G, thank you very much for the flower. It's not a flower, I know, but I always forgetting how it is called in English. The clay flower. Thank you very much, Memo G, and great that you're here with us. Runo writes... By the way, is the Nemo chat not working? Let me refresh it. Actually, it should work. But I don't see any messages there. Runo writes, my headphones died. I didn't hear anything you said. Ooh, it's getting even spookier now. Now, I asked you what happened afterwards, after you have realized that the hotel has been closed for years. Did the person disappear suddenly, without any warning? Now the perfect music for such a scary moment. I hope you heard me now. Runa writes, it happened today, but nothing happened after. So do you think it was... And I looked away and he was just gone. Oh, he really disappeared. That is spooky. That's very spooky. But don't be afraid. You're here with us. We're going all to save you from spooky happenings. Don't be afraid, Runo. 737 is with us probably as well. Watching you on cam. I don't want to spook you though. You're already friends with 737, so... This music is interesting. Runa writes, why would anyone be in a hotel that has been closed years ago and be in the exact room that is the most haunted? Bruno, you are just amazing. Do you know that? Why does everything fit at the moment? This music. Like it is a secret that we are reading. We are trying to figure out what was happening. But actually, you are giving the answer to the question already in what you have written. If it is really a very haunted hotel, then probably this guy wanted to know if there is really something behind the story. I believe you, but I still would like to Google that hotel if you are okay with that, because it's really interesting now. Who's behind you? Who's behind me or behind you? Oh wait, now I just said Cecil, Hotel Cecil, Hotel. Look, someone wants to know where I am. Hotel Cecil. Haunted? Do I have to write haunted or something? Cecil Hotel, Los Angeles. Wait, Runo, aren't you, I thought you are from Finland. Now I'm confused. It is the Hotel Cecil. And you've been in LA? I'm visiting my mom in LA. Do you have a memory problem? No, I don't. About your mom, you have written just today. So you have flown from Finland to LA? Because you're told that you are from Finland. That's why I'm asking. Oh, what sound was that? What was that? Okay, that is awesome. So I hope you have had a great flight though. This is the hotel you have been? And you're the first day now there? Wow, awesome. And already a spooky story behind you. Is this the hotel? It's not too haunted. It has like 75 deaths. Yes, 75 deaths person there. And where was the man? Was he somewhere there? Because it looks actually like there's still... I mean, it is a hotel which is still on work, as it appears, right? I think it was room 1408, if I remember. Oh, I've seen the movie. Is it the same movie? Like with the actor... a movie with the actor? Is it with the favorite, with the famous 1408 room? But so is it still habitable? So are people still living in the hotel? You think it's closed? Most of the hotel was closed. Okay. Interesting. Oh, I think I've even seen the video by Lamb, which was repeatedly pressing the elevator button and like was scared by something and was going out. And she disappeared, I think. Yes, and was found in the water supply. I know that story. Yes. I know that story. Yeah, that was a scary story, actually. And I remember that. That's true. It's a very strange place. A number of suits, 301. It's not... Aruna writes, why is the death caused accidentally? You mean the cause? The death cause? Yeah, if I remember right, they were not able to find a reasonable explanation why Elisa Lam. I think they were thinking that she had bipolar disorder, yes, and probably had hallucinations, and then was going onto the roof and yeah. Thomas World, hello there. And where are you flying? Are you flying at the moment, or is your tour over for today? We are learning about the Cecil Hotel because Runau, our dear friend, is at the moment there. Not in the hotel, but she was there today, and there was someone standing at the window at this haunted place. So a very scary story today. Very scary, but we are not going to stay with this scary story at the moment. There's going to be also a flight. I'm going to fly today as well, but not at the moment. I think in 10 minutes, probably. Haunted hotel, yes. Thomas writes, oh, sounds spooky. Oh, your flight is over. Arrived in Malawi today. In Malawi? Oh, that is a great capital. The capital of Malawi is... Wait. Lilongwe, if I remember right. It was amazing. Are you still learning to fly? Yes, I am. And we are, by the way, at the last training session. After that, we're going to be able to finally fly in the real world, right? In a way. Oh wait, I have to we're going to be flying in the real world. Why isn't it working? Oh, now it is. Yeah, flight training. Oh, we have again a delay. What? I thought I fixed everything today, but it appears like I did not. Well, there's a very big delay. I have to restart that. Runal writes, I have a drone. I'm gonna fly it in the room because the window is open. Do it. Do you have a cam on the drone? That would be great. Thomas writes, correct. I have noticed on your votes, you are as good and love geography as I do. That is so cool to find a fellow person that is so cool. Actually, I'm very impressed by you, my friend, because really it is awesome that you have such a great idea and a feeling for the world. That is really impressive. Like a dream that you have had probably all of your life, as I understood, since you were as a child in the cockpit of your flight, of your Ireland flight to your grandma, if I remember right. So it is something that is with you from the beginning, almost from the beginning of your life, or a moment where you were able to think. So, and now you're trying to fulfill some parts of this idea, and this is awesome. This is really amazing. It is something I'm trying to do as well. Though my idea is a little bit different, it is more or less getting better together and trying to one day probably help people, and doing this by creating a fund. A fund which is going to generate money and finally doing some social projects with that. Now I have told quite a lot, but but yeah, many words. Exactly. Oh wait, Runa writes, I'm gonna go eat. I'll be back in 15 minutes. Runa, I wish you a bon appetit, and I hope that you are going to be back soon with us. And Thomas writes, exactly. Yeah, do it. And sounds good? Does it sound good? I hope so. And I hope, like your dream, step by step, I'm trying to get closer to that. And with everyone's help, it's getting to be true one time, right? One day in the future, we are all going to be the best versions of ourselves, maybe, right? In a way. So how long are you going to stay with us? Because I really would love to start flying, and if you could teach us something maybe as well, that would be awesome. So I'm trying to finish that up. To finish that lesson up. And then if you have some more minutes, it would be great if we can do together one lesson. What is that, child? I can say for a good 30 to 45 minutes, really. Then I'm still trying to be faster because I don't know how long the training sessions are going to take. By the way, have you ever done those Microsoft World trainings? Wait, what? Oh. Trying to focus so that I'm going to be finished faster. Now there it is. Alright, great. So that's enough for Duolingo for today. I'm trying to... Is that going to work? Yeah, this looks better. Awesome. Thomas World writes, no, not yet. Unfortunately, they are not suitable for me since I'm already advanced. Yes, that's true. And they're not very beginner friendly. Not very beginner friendly? Do you think so? Well, but at least they were teaching me a little bit of things. But indeed, you are very advanced. It would be awesome. And you know what I would like to do? I would really love to be able to fly a real plane. That is more or less my idea behind the Microsoft Flight Simulator. This is why I would like to do that. So I would like to know really what I have to push in the plane so that I can land the airplane, for example. So this is one of the ideas. Thomas writes, yeah, still good for a little bit, but I have noticed they use many words that the beginner could not know and doesn't understand. That's true. They're using that, yeah. And have you thought about doing a real pilot license? Maybe one day, but this is definitely nothing on my first priority list. What about yourself, actually? Because you are a lot more advanced. What about your thoughts in this direction? Or do you have a flight pilot? Or are you having already a pilot license? What is that actually? Discovery flights. Mount Everest. Ooh. Wow. Giza, Bora Bora. Flight training. Oh, we don't have sound again? Oh no, I just turned it off. We are going to have sound. That is good. Alright, so we just have 4 more lessons for basics, NDB basics, ILS approach, and IFRS test. Put your skills through their paces, whatever it is. IFRS. Thomas writes, not a real pilot and no license, but I took many tests with airliners like Lufthansa to become an airliner pilot. Unfortunately, I failed those tests, but I am happy and okay being a simulation pilot too. That's interesting. VFR is visual flight routes, IFR instrument flight routes. Oh yes, this is what we were learning the last time. The instrument flying rules, which is not easy. But Thomas, may I ask you? So you were trying to become Lufthansa pilot, for example, but you were not able to do the tests. Was it a long time ago? Of course, you don't have to answer every question I have, because maybe there's some personal stuff, so I'm not going to be sad or something.
Now that you have the basics of flying the aircraft on instruments, let's look at navigation. There is a worldwide network of radio beacons that pilots use to find their way when flying IFR. The most common beacon is the VOR. I've tuned the Sumberg VOR into your nav radio, which we're going to fly toward. To get there, we'll use the course deviation indicator, CDI. That's the green arrow and bar on the HSI. I've set the CDI for a course of 170. That means we want to arrive at the VOR on a heading of 170. The CDI shows us if we are on our selected course. If the bar is to the left of center, we need to fly to the left to recapture our course. The bar is currently over to the right, so keep flying on this heading and wait for the CDI bar to start moving towards the middle. Keep us on heading 240 for now.
Thomas writes, yeah, I did tests with Swiss, Lufthansa, Air Berlin and Condor. I failed in very hard mathematics. Oh, you have to do mathematics? Really? That's interesting. The other were better. It was like 10 years ago. But you know, it's never too late, right? And you are young and fresh, and you have now so much experience in flying simulation. I mean, in 10 years. What do you think about doing another test? I mean, why not? Wouldn't it be awesome to really fly? I mean... You're not so young for flying anymore? 31 is nothing. I'm not much younger, actually. So, why not? What about piloting like on small planes? Do you have? Is it possible to get at least such a pilot license, or is it expensive? I have no idea. That's why I'm asking.
Here it comes. Now make a left turn onto heading 170. Great. Now keep the CDI bar centered, and it'll take us to the VOR. Turn towards the CDI bar to keep it centered. We're getting close to the VOR now. The CDI indications might become erratic or disappear when reaching a VOR, but this is normal. Keep flying straight ahead on heading 170 for a couple miles.
Whoa, that was too rough. Thomas writes, I never was exciting to me to have private pilot license for small aircraft. I either wanted airliner, big planes, or nothing, so I'm actually fine. Interesting. Oh, we are not heading for the right... I'm not saying that it is bad or something, or worse to fly in simulations. I just want to know what is going on in you, to understand you. That is the point why I'm asking. It's very interesting. And 10 years are still long ago. So maybe one day you still are going to say,
I think a bit more practice may be a good idea.
oh, that was very bad. Maybe going to say, now I'm going to try it one more time. Who knows? And I would really believe in you that you're going to do it. As I'm believing in you already, right now, that you're going to make the world around the world challenge, or it's awesome. That's already very awesome. Though you're leaving out Kazakhstan quite much, as if I remember right, you are crossing it just a little. Thomas writes, I actually took another test like 2 or 4 years ago and also failed the math and physics. It is really challenging. I am too weak in this topic. Everything can be improved, right? Especially if you exactly know what is the problem and the reason, then it's even easier to understand where you have to improve. So just math and physics. I mean, usually there is something like you exactly know what you have to learn, right? In terms of math and physics. I mean, there's something like a course or something before the test, or is there not a test at all? Do you get some information from the airlines what you have to know? And are the tests everywhere almost the same, or are they different? Also some questions I have. Somehow my microphone is louder today. It's getting into the red zone.
This time we'll focus on non-directional beacons, or NDB. The NDB is tuned on the automatic direction finding ADF radio and is shown as a blue needle on the HSI. As Sumburg NDB is tuned, the needle is pointing straight towards it, which is to our right. Maintain 4,000 feet and heading 180, and watch what the needle does.
Thomas writes, yeah, I actually know exactly, but the thing was, I was able to do the test again, but since COVID thing came, every flight school I applied for closed. So currently is a very bad time. So COVID was making again
Notice
some
how the
jokes
needle always points
with us,
directly towards
with our
the
dreams.
NDB. As we continue to fly south, the needle moves farther toward the bottom of
Even
the
better for
HSI.
Twitch.
The
So it's
needle will
better
move whenever we are
to be
not
better on
traveling
Twitch at the
directly
moment.
to or from the NDB. Try to maintain 4,000 feet altitude.
King
You didn't hold your altitude
Cobra,
accurately
hello
enough.
there. Great to see you here again.
Make a turn to the right, towards the NDB needle.
How are you doing, King Cobra? Thomas, our captain, is with us today as well.
Good.
That's awesome.
Now follow the blue NDB needle all the way to the beacon.
You're doing amazing. Wow, that sounds good. That sounds even amazing, actually. I'm great as well, or are you asking Thomas? Thomas. What is NDB? Reach NDB. Both of you. That's easy to do, right then? So I'm great for my part. I hope Thomas is going to answer as well. We are talking about with Thomas about becoming real pilots, not just simulation, not only here on simulation, but really flying. Oh, NDB means non-directional
We're getting close.
beacon.
An NDB needle becomes more sensitive as we get nearer, but
Oh.
resist the urge to make any large corrections.
Oh, okay. Resist the urge. So what shall I do? Just... Oh, okay. Understand.
Now see how the needle spins around and points
Because it's behind us. Yeah.
Wow, great job. You've now taken a look at basic IFR navigation. So next, we'll cover how to get us on the ground.
Okay. Wow, I'm just awesome. I don't know what I have done, but I am just awesome. Thomas writes, it probably it's just because of you guys. Otherwise I would be very bad. Seashore tells you something to do that you could not know. Yeah, that's true. And Jame, hello there. Great to see you here again. I am just great. Look at all those great people who are here with us, so I have to be good. How about yourself? And Runo, welcome back again. How was your meal? Good job, Thomas said. Yes, the captain is saying we are good. Actually, it's a very rare thing that we're getting an A here. Alright, just 2 more lessons and then we are good to go. It was good. How is your drone flying doing? Are you preparing your drone with the cam? So Thomas, actually if you one day are going to try it one more time
So now you've
with
got
the
the
mathematics
basics
and
of flying
physics,
on
maybe we
instruments.
can do get
Now we
together
need to
then.
get back on the ground. The most common landing aid is
Usually
the Instrument
math
Landing
was
System,
not the worst
or
thing I know.
ILS for
The
short.
physics not
An
bad as
ILS
well.
uses two directional radio signals, one for lateral guidance called a localizer, and the other for vertical guidance called the glide slope. The localizer provides lateral guidance, which directs you onto the runway centerline. The glide slope provides the intended descent angle onto the runway. The localizer is displayed with the CDI, much like in the VOR lesson. Keep flying on a heading of 210 at 1,500 feet, and we'll watch for the localizer to come alive. The
What,
localizer
210?
is moving now. Make a gentle turn to the right, intercepting the localizer and keeping the CDI in the middle. Try to maintain 1,500 feet until we intercept the glide slope. You needed to stay at 1,500 feet until reaching the glide slope.
Yeah, sorry, I
Good.
didn't know that.
Now keep the localizer bar centered and maintain 1,500 feet.
Wait,
The glide slope is displayed next to the altimeter on your PFD.
what?
If the green glide slope diamond is above center, you are below the glide path.
I have no
We
idea
always
what...
start out below the glide slope, as we want to intercept the localizer first. We'll wait for the glide slope to start moving.
What? She was talking so much I did not understand anything. Jam first has written, you ever looked at the secret airplane project of World War II and Cold War? World War II? World War II? I'm not sure. I mean, it was the time of Werner von Braun with the rockets and so on. I'm not sure. Of Cold War, yes, a little bit, but never on World War II.
1,500 feet until reaching the glide slope.
Is there something
Try to
interesting
maintain
about that?
1,500 feet until we intercept the glide slope.
Runa writes, I got into the room, but it just died, so rip my drone. Seriously? Into room 408? Because Runal told us about the scary history of a hotel which is close to him at the moment. The Cecil Hotel, the very famous with the 1408 room. Thomas writes, let's hope for the future. You mean with the... Oh wait, we have still to maintain 1,500 feet. I'm not listening to her. I'm trying to read all your comments, friends.
Here comes the glide slope. Maintain 1,500 feet until it almost reaches the center.
What is the what slope? What slope? What is the slope she's talking about? Is that the green arrow? Oh, is it the green line in the middle? Oh.
Here it comes. Now reduce power a little and start to descend, using the VSI to aim for 500 feet per minute. Keep both the localizer and glide slope indications centered all the way down to the ground.
What?
Reduce speed and set flaps as needed as you make your way down the ILS.
So many words. I have to do that one more time. The green line is the localizer. The green diamond is the glide slope. The green diamond. Okay, the green line is the localizer. So we are too far to the right? That is the problem. It's one of the problems. She was talking about 500 something per minute. Where can I see about something about that? $500 something per minute. Can't see them.
We're approaching the runway. This approach has an offset, meaning that the localizer and runway aren't lined up together exactly.
Yeah.
Focus on following the ILS for now. We'll transition to a visual landing once we're closer to touchdown. Make only small corrections and remember that each will be more critical as we approach touchdown.
Well, but this is a very big... Oh, okay, now it's better. Now it's getting better. The green line is aligning.
500.
Thomas writes, I will teach you all in beginner-friendly words. Yeah. But I still don't understand where we can see 500 feet per minute or something. I'm trying to reduce the speed a little bit with reducing the throttle. Where's the
Great.
throttle here, actually?
Now is a good time
That's
to
the throttle.
transition from flying on instruments to using visual cues to complete the landing.
Yeah, now is a good
Get us
time.
down onto the runway and then come to a smooth stop.
Now is a good time, she's saying. Oh, were we on the ground already?
Watch out.
No. Oh. You failed. Okay, that was too much. That was too much for the plane. Watch out. The glide slope provides vertical guidance. Okay, one more time. That was bad. It wasn't so bad actually till the end. I did not understand if
So now you've got
I
the
was touching
basics
down
of
already
flying
or
on
not.
instruments. Now we need to get back on the ground.
Front
the
flip
most
now.
common landing aid is the Instrument Landing System, or ILS for short. An ILS uses two directional radio signals, one for lateral guidance called a localizer, and the other for vertical guidance called the glide slope. The localizer provides lateral guidance, which directs you onto the runway centerline. The glide slope provides the intended descent angle onto the runway.
Oh look, it's
The
even cold
localizer is
blocked.
displayed with the CDI, much like in the VOR lesson. Keep flying on a heading of 210 at 1,500 feet, and we'll watch for the localizer to come alive. The localizer is
210.
moving now. Make a gentle turn to the right, intercepting the localizer and keeping the CDI in the middle. Try to maintain 1,500 feet until we intercept the glide slope. You needed to stay at 1,500 feet until reaching the glide slope.
Yeah. I'm trying to do that.
Good. Now keep the localizer bar centered and maintain 1,500 feet. The glide
Localized.
slope is displayed next to the altimeter on your PFD. If the green glide slope diamond is above center, you are below the glide path. We always start out below the glide slope, as we want to intercept the localizer first. We'll wait for the glide slope to start moving.
Okay, this is done by radio signals. That is awesome. Thomas writes, the number to the right of your altitude is the rate of climb or descent in feet per minute. The number to the right of your altitude. Ah, oh. Konnichiwa.
You needed
Okay.
to stay at 1,500 feet until reaching the glide slope.
Yeah, I'm
Try to
rising.
maintain 1,500 feet until we intercept the glide slope.
I'm trying, lady. I can not listen to her. Maybe we should turn her off the next time. What do you know what I love about this?
You needed to stay at 1,500 feet
do not
until
touch
reaching the glide
screens.
slope.
It's awesome. It's just. I mean,
Here comes the glide slope. Maintain
obvious that you would-
1,500 feet until it almost reaches the center.
that you would like to touch the screens, right? Why are we actually not climbing? Now we're climbing. I'm trying to adjust the trimmer, but it's not good enough.
Here it comes. Now reduce power a little and start to descend, using the VSI to aim for 500 feet per minute. Keep both the localizer and glide slope indications centered all the
Ooh,
way
that was
down
too
to the
much.
ground. Reduce speed and set flaps as needed as you make your way down the ILS.
Yeah. I'm trying. Oh, that was too much. That was too much. That was again too much, but okay. I'm still not getting used to it that the thrust is reacting with a big delay. That is something.
You didn't follow the glide slope accurately enough. The
What?
glide slope is starting to drift away from center.
No, we are almost perfectly aligned, dude. I don't know what you're talking about, lady. How are we doing? What do you think? Are we going to survive this time? Front flip now? As Runa would say. Okay. This looks awesome. Oh, this looks beautiful. Focus. Focus. We are landing the plane. Do you also have a Discord channel where we could do voice chat in the future? I would really love to teach you flying if you like. Yeah, it would be great. I have actually Discord. I'm not using it much, but I do have it. It would be actually an honor for me, my friend Thomas. That would be awesome. It is indeed very hard to do that by text. So it would be really great, especially after I've done all those little strange test flights. Probably if we're going to be in the
This approach has an offset, meaning that the localizer and
in the
runway
free world
aren't lined up together exactly.
would be even better
Focus
then.
on following the ILS for now.
Or do you
We'll
think it would be
transition
better
a
to
visual
do
landing once we're closer to touchdown.
those tests,
Make
but
only small corrections and
with you
remember
are
that
guiding?
each will be more critical as we approach touchdown.
that would be awesome.
Great. Now is a good time to transition from flying on instruments to using visual cues to complete the landing. Get us down onto the runway and then come to a smooth stop.
Oh, actually, I was not paying attention to this red dot. Ooh. Yeah, that was really stalled.
Watch out.
We were already on the ground. Why? Why? Thomas writes, yeah, they are fun to do, but they use so many words that you cannot know, and she can answer your questions. Yes, she can't. She's just talking
So now
much,
you've got
but
the
not
basics
answering.
of flying on instruments. Now we need to get back on the ground. The most common landing aid is the Instrument Landing System, or ILS for short. An ILS uses two directional radio signals, one for lateral guidance called a localizer, and the other for vertical guidance called the glide slope. The localizer provides lateral guidance, which directs you onto the runway centerline. The glide slope provides the intended descent angle onto the runway. The localizer is displayed with the CDI, much like in the VOR lesson. Keep flying on a heading of 210 at 1,500 feet, and we'll watch for the localizer to come alive.
210.
The localizer is moving now. Make a gentle turn to the right, intercepting the localizer and keeping the CDI in the middle.
The CDI in the middle. The CDI in the middle. What is CDI in the middle?
Good. Now keep the localizer bar centered and maintain 1,500 feet. The glide slope is displayed next to the altimeter on your PFD. If the green glide slope diamond is above center, you are
Oh, the
below
glide slope
glide
is
path.
the G,
We
the
always
red,
start out below
the green
glide
G, right?
slope, as we want to intercept the localizer first. We'll wait for the glide slope to start moving. Try to maintain 1,500 feet until we intercept the glide slope. You needed to stay at 1,500 feet until reaching the glide slope.
Yeah, I'm trying. I am trying. Thomas writes, do you have the standard version of the Flight Sim or the Premium Deluxe? The Game Pass version.
Here comes the glide slope.
I'm not sure what it
Maintain
is.
1,500 feet until it almost reaches the center.
Can I see that somewhere?
Here it comes. Now reduce power a little and start to descend, using the VSI to aim for 500 feet per minute.
500 per minute. 500 feet per minute. Why exactly 500? I mean, we're just on 300 now. And now we are not descending at all. Oh, okay, it's okay then. I don't know much about Xbox Game Pass, sorry. I don't know as well.
Keep both the localizer and glide slope indications centered all
But I
the
think
way
it's
down.
the premium, but it's not, I'm not sure. I do have some additions, but I'm not sure. No idea. What is in the deluxe? What is the difference between the premium and deluxe?
The ground. Reduce speed and set flaps as needed as you make your way down the ILS.
Deluxe has a few more airports and aircrafts. I think we do have a few more, but not all of them, right? And by having the airports, it means that they are more detailed than the others, right? It's not like we can't go to the airports without the deluxe edition, right? I hope so. Yeah, some are handcrafted airports that look better, but in the standard they are still there. You can go anywhere. Awesome. That is good. Because otherwise
We're approaching the runway.
it would be...
This approach has an offset, meaning that the localizer and runway aren't lined up together exactly. Focus on following the ILS for now. We'll transition to a visual landing once we're closer to touchdown.
Is that actually
Make only small
real weather at the
corrections,
moment?
and
I don't
remember
think so,
that
right?
each will be more critical as we approach touchdown.
Will you fly Kazakhstan afterwards? I actually did a very beautiful flight a few weeks back. Bishkek, Almaty and Karakol. The lake cool was incredible. No, it's not real weather. Yeah, I will do Kazakhstan. It's going to be probably my first flight. And if you are going to be with me on those flights, I don't know. Are you going to be on your world tour? You're not very soon on the
Great.
Kazakhstan
Now's
flight,
a good
right?
time to transition from flying on instruments to using visual cues to complete the landing. Get us down onto the runway and then come to a smooth stop.
Wait, the red thing is bad, right? We are too stall at the moment. Is that true?
Stall.
Watch out.
Why? What is wrong about this? Are we too slow? Why doesn't she like what we're doing? I don't understand. Thomas writes, no, Kazakhstan is a few months away, but it would be an honor to fly with you on your first flight. Yeah, that would be very great. I'm not sure, are you going to be online tomorrow?
So now you've got
Friday?
the basics of flying on instruments. Now we need to get back on the ground. The most common landing
And
aid
are you
is
doing
the
flights
Instrument Landing
besides
System,
your
or
world tour?
ILS for short. An ILS uses two directional radio signals, one for lateral guidance called a localizer, and the other for vertical guidance called the glide slope. The localizer provides lateral guidance, which directs you onto the runway centerline. The glide slope provides the intended descent angle onto the runway. The localizer is displayed with the CDI, much like in the VOR lesson. Keep flying on a heading of 210 at 1,500 feet, and we'll watch for the localizer to come alive. The localizer is moving now. Make a gentle turn to the right, intercepting the localizer and keeping the CDI the eye in the middle.
All over the place. Usually I stream in the evening, but also in this sim during the day.
Good. Now keep the localizer bar centered and maintain 1,500
So when would be for you
feet.
a quite
A glide slope is
fitting
displayed next
time
the
to
altimeter on your
fly together?
PFD.
I mean, that would be
If the
really
green
awesome.
glide slope diamond is above center, you are below
Will be
the
just
glide
great.
path. We always start out below the glide slope, as we want to intercept the localizer first. We'll wait for the glide slope to start moving.
I think I'm quite flexible at the moment with the time. Probably. Though maybe tomorrow not as much, but we will. I'm not sure yet. My work is changing very fast. My project. Okay, one more time.
Here comes the glide slope. Maintain 1,500 feet until it almost reaches the center. Here it comes. Now reduce power a little and start to descend, using the VSI to aim for 500 feet per minute.
Oh, Thomas writes, I'm back to work on Monday. I work Monday to Thursday, and the weekend. So Monday,
Keep
Wednesday,
both the
and Friday.
localizer and glide slope
I have much
indications
time.
centered all the way down to the ground.
I have
Reduce speed
usually
and
on
set
Wednesdays
flaps as
time
needed
as well.
you make your way down the ILS.
Though we are actually very close already to our first flight. But I'm not sure if it's going to be already to Kazakhstan then.
You didn't follow the glide slope accurately enough. The glide slope is starting to drift away from center.
So do you think you would have tomorrow time or just in the next week? What would you prefer? If you are still wanting to do this. Because it would be really great actually. First flight with the great captain. Already right away with the great captain, Thomas. It would be awesome. But I still don't understand why we are not able to do this here, actually. So what the real problem is here? Are we too fast or too slow or all together?
We're approaching the runway. This approach has an offset, meaning that the localizer and runway aren't lined up together exactly. Focus on following the ILS for now. We'll transition to a visual landing once we're closer to touchdown. Make only small corrections and remember that each will be more critical as we approach touchdown.
Red means go further down. White means go further up.
Great.
So this is
Now
good.
is a good time to transition from flying on instruments to using visual cues to complete the landing. Get us down onto the runway and then come to a smooth stop.
Stall.
Why? Why is that failed? I don't understand. Thomas writes, tomorrow during the day would be good. I'll be live in the evening, but before that, say from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. I have much time. Awesome. From 11 to 4, 11 to 4. 11 to 4, one would be the best time for me. So you have much time then. We're probably going to need much time.
So now you've got the basics of flying on instruments. Now we need to get back on the ground.
What is
The
tomorrow's?
most common landing aid is the Instrument Landing System, or ILS for short. An ILS uses two directional radio signals, one for lateral guidance called a localizer, and the other for vertical
I'm
guidance
thinking
called
what
the
would be the
glide
best
slope.
time.
The localizer provides lateral guidance, which directs you onto the runway centerline. The glide slope provides the intended descent angle onto the runway. The localizer is displayed with a CDI, much like in the VOR lesson. Keep flying on a heading of 210 at 1,500 feet, and we'll watch for the localizer
I think
to
about
come alive.
2 p.m. would be
Localizer
quite
is
good.
moving now. Make a gentle turn to the right, intercepting the localizer and
What about
keeping
you?
the
What do you
CDI
think
in the
about 2
middle.
p.m.? Two p.m. is super. 2 p.m. is super. Awesome. Then 2 p.m. tomorrow. On your Discord, on my Discord, where are we going to meet? I think you have a Discord, right?
Good. Now keep the localizer bar centered and maintain 1,500 feet. The glide slope is displayed next to the altimeter on your PFD. If the green glide slope diamond is above center, you are below the glide path. We always start out below the glide slope as we want to intercept the localizer first. We'll wait for the glide slope to start moving. Try to maintain 1,500 feet until we intercept the glide slope. You needed to stay at 1,500 feet until reaching the glide slope. Here comes the glide slope. Maintain 1,500 feet until it almost reaches the center. Here it comes. Now reduce power a little and start to descend, using the VSI to aim for 500 feet per minute.
Thomas writes, yeah, I have an open and good Discord. I will give you the invitation link and then I invite you to the voice channel. Do you want to stream it? Yeah, I would definitely would like to stream it if it's okay to you.
You didn't follow the glide slope accurately enough. The glide slope is starting to drift away from center.
It would be not just it would be an honor for me, my friend, as I can just repeat. It would be really awesome.
Keep both the localizer and glide slope indications centered all the way down to the ground.
Oh, we have to
Reduce
center
speed
the glide.
and set flaps as needed as you
glide
make your
thing
way
as well.
down the ILS.
That is the thing. That is probably the problem. We have to center the glide scope and the localizer. The glide scope is the green dot left of our descending thing, and our localizer is the line. Oh, actually I can show it, right? No, I can't. So it would be great if you can send me an invitation link, Thomas. It would be awesome. Tomorrow 2 p.m. German time, right?
We're approaching the runway.
By the way.
This approach has an offset.
Or are you
meaning
UTC
that
plus
the
0?
localizer and runway aren't lined up together exactly. Focus on following the ILS for now. We'll transition to a visual landing once we're closer to touchdown. Make only small corrections and remember that each will be more critical as we approach touchdown.
Yeah, whisper me the link would be great. Yeah, you're also in Germany.
Great.
Awesome.
Now is a good time to transition from flying on instruments to using visual cues
Herzliche
to complete
Grüße
the
dann an
landing.
dich, Thomas.
Get us down onto the runway and then come to a smooth stop. Watch out.
Why? Die Freude ist ganz meinerseits. No. It's a pleasure for me, my friend. Well, I think it's going to be the only thing that we're going to do today is just trying to understand why she's not allowing me to touch down.
So now you've got the basics of flying on instruments.
I really don't
now
understand
we need
that.
to get back on the ground. The most common landing aid is the Instrument Landing System, or ILS for short. An ILS uses two directional radio signals, one for lateral guidance called a localizer, and the other for vertical guidance called the glide slope. The localizer provides lateral guidance, which directs you
You
onto
seem to
the
get a
runway
bit too
center
slow
line.
too soon.
The
A good
glide
landing
slope
speed
provides
would
the
be
intended descent
65
angle
knots.
onto the
Okay.
runway.
Maybe that is the
localizer
problem.
is displayed with the CDI, much like in the VOR lesson.
Maybe that is the
Keep
problem.
flying on a heading of 210 at 1,500 feet, and we'll watch for the localizer to come alive. The localizer is moving now. Make a gentle turn to the right, intercepting the localizer and keeping the CDI in the middle. Good. Now keep the localizer bar centered and maintain 1,500 feet. The glide slope is displayed next to the altimeter on your PFD. If the green glide slope diamond is above center, you are below the glide path. We always start out below the glide slope as we want to intercept the localizer first. We'll wait for the glide slope to start moving.
I'm trying to focus now. Try to focus this time. Yeah. Actually, you're reading my mind. My mind, Thomas. Try to focus this only on your instinct with the steering and power management. Don't listen to her for the last landing. Yeah.
Here comes the glide slope. Maintain 1,500
Alright,
feet
let's do
until
this.
it almost reaches the center.
Let's do this.
Here it comes. Now reduce power a little and start to descend, using the VSI to aim for 500 feet per minute. Keep both the localizer and glide slope indications centered all the way down to the ground. Reduce speed and set flaps as needed as you make your way down the ILS.
Come on, we can do this. We can do this. Okay, focus, focus, focus. Focus, focus. $65 miles
We're approaching the runway.
knots per hour.
This approach has an offset, meaning that the localizer and runway aren't lined up together exactly. Focus on following the ILS for now. We'll transition to a visual landing once we're closer to touchdown. Make only small corrections and remember that each will be more critical as we approach touchdown.
500.
What is 500? What is 500? Oh, 500 feet? Oh, okay. 500.
Great. Now is a good time to transition from flying on instruments to using visual cues to complete the landing. Get us down onto the runway and then come to a smooth stop. Watch out.
That was smooth. That was absolutely smooth. Good job. It was perfect, wasn't it? I don't know what... Is there a cow on the road or something? Watch out. I don't know what the problem is, really. Oh, now I'm flying
So
without...
now you've got the basics of flying on instruments.
Without
Now
instruments.
we need to get back on the ground. The most common
I will
landing
not
aid
give
is
up.
the Instrument Landing
I will
System,
not give up.
or ILS for short.
Never
An
give up.
ILS uses two directional radio signals, one for lateral guidance called a localizer, and the other for vertical guidance called the glide slope.
Okay,
The
one more time.
localizer provides lateral guidance, which directs you onto the runway centerline. The glide slope provides the intended descent angle onto the runway. The
I mean, it's
localizer
probably
is
not the
displayed
most
with
interesting
CDI,
thing to watch,
much like
but
in the VOR lesson. Keep flying on a heading of
We are going to do
210
this.
at 1,500 feet.
We are going to do
and
this.
we'll watch for the localizer to come alive. The localizer is moving now. Make a gentle turn to the right.
Thomas right.
intercepting the
I guess since it
localizer
is a
and
training,
keeping
they
the
give you a
CDI in
strict
the middle.
margin if error even during the approach, so maybe that's why. Usually it shouldn't be a problem if it is during the approach, because otherwise she would say it already earlier that it was bad. But
Good.
she's just
Now
saying
keep the
that it is
localizer
bad
bar centered
when we
and
are actually
maintain
touching down.
1,500
It's
feet.
very strange.
The glide slope is displayed next to the altimeter on your PFD. If the green glide slope diamond is above center, you are below the glide path. We always start out below the glide slope, as we want to intercept the localizer first. We'll wait for the glide slope to start moving. Here comes the glide slope. Maintain 1,500 feet until it almost reaches the center. Here it comes. Now reduce power a little and start to descend, using the VSI to aim for 500 feet per minute.
Do a front flip? Probably that's the problem here. Why we are not able to do that. Start descent. We are starting to descend. Do not touch the touch screens.
You didn't follow the glide slope accurately enough. The glide slope is starting to drift away from center. Keep both the localizer and glide slope indications centered all the way down to the ground.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Reduce speed and set flaps as needed as you make your way down the ILS.
What is the ILS? Ah, this is the instrument. No. What is the ILS? I mean, it is not bad what we are doing, is it? So far it is not so bad. I wasn't so good at the beginning, but now it's okay.
We're approaching the runway. This approach has an offset, meaning that the localizer and runway aren't lined up together exactly. Focus on following the ILS for now. We'll transition to a visual landing once we're closer to touchdown. Make only small corrections and remember that each will be more critical as we approach touchdown.
500.
500.
Great. Now is a good time to transition from flying on instruments to using visual cues to complete the landing. Get us down onto the runway and then come to a smooth stop.
We are going too fast down. That is bad. That is very bad.
Stall.
Me.
Watch out.
Yeah, ILS is Instrument Landing System. Right. Instrument Landing System. This is something that we're going to hear far more often. Instrument Landing System. That was just bad. I don't know.
So now you've got the basics of flying on instruments.
I
Now
don't
we
know,
need
that
to
was
get back
just
on the
bad.
ground. The most common landing aid is the Instrument Landing System, or ILS for short. An ILS uses two directional radio signals, one for lateral guidance called a localizer, and the other for vertical guidance called the glide slope. The localizer provides lateral guidance, which directs you onto the runway centerline. The glide slope provides the intended descent angle onto the runway. The localizer is displayed with the CDI, much like in the VOR lesson. Keep flying on a heading of 210 at 1,500 feet, and we'll watch for the localizer to come alive. The localizer is moving now. Make a gentle turn to the right, intercepting the localizer and keeping the CDI in the middle.
One of the most important things
Try to
during a
maintain
landing is the speed.
1,500
Try
feet
maybe
until we
adjust the
intercept the
power
glide
at the
slope.
same time you are steering. Landing 65 knots should be good.
Good. Now
To
keep
be
the
honest, I
localizer
was
bar
really
centered
trying to
and
do
maintain
65, but it was
1,500 feet. The glide slope is
wasn't
displayed
good
next
enough.
to the altimeter on your PFD. If the green glide slope diamond is above center, you are below the glide path. We always start out below the glide slope, as we want to intercept the localizer first. We'll wait for the glide slope to start moving.
I wasn't good enough. I know it is hard. When I learned flying, it took me 6 months until I did my first
Here
landing,
comes
but
the
also I
glide
was
slope.
10 years old.
Maintain
10 years old.
1,500 feet until it almost reaches the center.
That is awesome. So 28 years ago. Wow. I think you told last time that you are flying 25 years in the simulator, so it's now already 28, right?
Here it comes. Now reduce power a little and start to descend, using the VSI to aim for 500 feet per minute.
65. I should be on 65 speed already before I am on those white, like over the sea already, or should I be 65 on the? Is it okay if I'm just going to be 65 on the, you know?
Keep both the localizer and glide slope indications centered all the
On
way
the
down
landing
to the ground.
field.
Reduce speed and set flaps as needed as you make your way down the ILS.
I had a few years of break in between. I did not fly all the time. 65 knots on the touchdown. Okay, yeah. So we don't have to be already before that. On 65 knots, okay.
We're approaching the runway. This approach has an offset, meaning that the localizer and runway aren't lined up together exactly. Focus on following the ILS for now. We'll transition to a visual landing once we're closer to touchdown. Make only small corrections and remember that each will be more critical as we approach touchdown.
500.
Great. Now is a good time to transition from flying on instruments to using visual cues to complete the landing. Get us down onto the runway and then come to a smooth stop.
This pure focus is amazing. Oh no, now we have. $65. We are on 65. Almost 65. Oh man, we are going too deep, too fast.
Watch out.
We were a little bit slower than 65, right? Watch out. Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? When the bad boys come for you, watch out. I really don't get it. Okay. It was
So now you've got
almost
the basics
65
of flying on
perfectly the whole
instruments.
time, and then at the
Now
end
we need to get back on the ground.
it was less.
The most common landing aid is the Instrument Landing System, or ILS for short. An ILS uses two directional radio signals.
Okay, what time is it actually?
One for lateral guidance
It's
called
actually
the
getting quite
localizer,
late.
and the other for vertical guidance called the glide slope. The localizer provides lateral guidance, which directs you onto the runway centerline. The glide slope provides the intended descent angle onto the runway. The localizer is displayed with the CDI, much like in the VOR lesson. Keep flying on a heading of 210 at 1,500
Yeah, Thomas, please
and
try
we'll
it.
watch for the localizer
I
to
would
come
like to
alive.
understand what I'm
The
making
localizer
wrong.
is moving now. Make a gentle turn to the right, intercepting the localizer
This pure
and
focus,
keeping
yeah.
the CDI in the middle.
It's all that is left, just pure focus and not understanding. But at the moment it is still not helping much.
Good. Now keep the localizer bar centered and maintain 1,500 feet. The glide slope is displayed next to the altimeter on your PFD. If the green glide slope diamond is above center, you are below the glide path. We always start out below the glide slope, as we want to intercept the localizer first. We'll wait for the glide slope to start moving.
Is the localizer and the glide scope going to appear just when you always if you are close to a airport, or is it working just if you have contact with the airport, like saying, yeah, I'm going to land there, and then it is appearing on my instruments? How does it work in real life?
Here comes the glide slope. Maintain 1,500 feet until it almost reaches the center. Here it comes. Now reduce power a little and start to descend, using the VSI to aim for 500 feet per minute. Keep both the localizer and glide slope indications centered all the way down to the ground. Reduce speed and set flaps as needed as you make your way down the ILS.
Thomas writes, not every airport has it. You have to dial in the radio frequency. Oh, the radio frequency, really? That's amazing. And it is different for each airport, and also you have to prepare the instruments for it accordingly. Wow. That is how it's working. Awesome. So this is why all the buttons are for, right? So every airport has its own frequency, I assume.
We're approaching the runway. This approach has an offset, meaning that the localizer and runway aren't lined up together exactly. Focus on following the ILS for now. We'll transition to a visual landing once we're closer to touchdown. Make only small corrections and remember that each will be more critical as we approach touchdown.
500.
Great. Now is a good time to transition from flying on instruments to using visual cues to complete the landing. Get us down onto the runway and then come to a smooth stop. Watch out.
Why? You hear it there too? I mean, it was a perfect landing. Why is it not working? Please tell me that at least on your side she's going to be handsome and, I mean, happy to help. Because really, at the moment, I simply don't understand what is the problem.
So now
It was
you've got
such a
the
great
basics of
landing.
flying on instruments. Now we need to get back on the ground. The most common landing aid is the Instrument Landing System.
Doing it
or
right now.
ILS for
I will tell
short.
you soon.
An ILS
Oh, you're
uses
doing it
two
right now.
directional
Okay.
radio signals. One for lateral guidance called a localizer, and the other for vertical guidance called the glide slope. The localizer provides lateral guidance, which directs you onto the runway centerline. The glide slope provides the intended descent angle onto the runway. The localizer is displayed with the CDI, much like in the VOR lesson. Keep flying on a heading of 210 at 1,500 feet, and we'll watch for the localizer to come alive. The localizer is moving now. Make a gentle turn to the right, intercepting the localizer and keeping the CDI in the middle. Good. Now keep the localizer bar centered and maintain 1,500 feet. The glide slope is displayed next to the altimeter on your PFD. If the green glide slope diamond is above center, you are below the glide path. We always start out below the glide slope, as we want to intercept the localizer first. We'll wait for the glide slope to start moving.
I mean, I'm trying to imagine that we are in an absolutely non-visible fog, right? And we're trying to find the airport. So I'm just focusing really on the instruments one more time.
Here comes the glide slope. Maintain 1,500 feet until it almost reaches the center.
What I have actually done always, but
Here it comes. Now reduce power a little and start to descend, using the VSI to aim for 500 feet per minute. Keep both the localizer and glide slope indications centered all the way down to the ground. Reduce speed and set flaps as needed as you make your way down the ILS.
Luzran Larinov, thank you very much for the advertisement. I'm trying to focus. Maybe I'm touching down too late. Is that the problem, maybe? Maybe I should touch down earlier. You failed too? No, I can't believe it. Maybe it's a bug or something, because really, those are perfect landings. Especially, I think your landings are just right. But I have had some quite well as well. But
this approach has an offset, meaning that the localizer and runway aren't lined up together exactly. Focus on following the ILS for now. We'll transition to a visual landing once we're closer to touchdown. Make only small corrections, and remember that each will be more critical as we approach touchdown.
come on, we can do this. There must be something. Watch out.
Great. Now is a good time to transition from flying on instruments to using visual cues to complete the landing. Get us down onto the runway and then come to a smooth stop. Watch out.
This crazy woman is trying to kill us, I can tell you. I don't know. It's going to be the last time. If it's not going to work, then whatever, right?
So now you've got the basics of flying on instruments.
The last time.
Now we need to get back on
Thomas,
the ground.
are you going to try one more time as well?
The most common landing aid is the Instrument Landing System, or ILS for short. An ILS uses two-directional radio signals.
But now
One
you
for
actually know
lateral
and
guidance
can do
called a
perfect landings
localizer,
for your
and
free
the
flights.
other for vertical guidance called
Yeah.
the glide slope. The localizer
I hope
provides
so,
lateral
because
guidance, which directs
I'm
you
still
onto
not
the
sure if
runway
it is
center
really
line.
the best.
The glide slope
If it's
provides
really
the
good
intended
what I'm
descent
doing,
angle
right?
onto the runway. The localizer is displayed with the CDI, much like in the VOR lesson. Keep flying on a heading of 210 at 1,500 feet.
You're not
and
going
we'll
trying it
watch
again?
for the localizer to come alive.
I understand
The
that.
localizer is moving now. Make a gentle turn to the right, intercepting the localizer and keeping the CDI in the middle.
Watch out.
Good. Now keep the localizer bar centered and maintain 1,500 feet. The glide slope is displayed next to the altimeter on your PFD. If the green glide slope diamond is above center, you are below the glide path. We always start
Last
out
try.
below the glide slope, as we want to intercept the localizer first. We'll
Last
wait for
try.
the glide slope to start moving.
For today. Last try. We can do this. We simply have to land the airplane like she wants it. Like she wants it. We can do that. We can do that.
Here comes the glide slope. Maintain 1,500 feet until it almost reaches the center.
Come on.
Here it comes. Now reduce power a little and start to descend, using the VSI to aim for 500 feet per minute.
I will try now to land a little bit before the red
Keep
dots.
both the localizer and glide slope indications centered all the way down to the ground. Reduce speed and set flaps as needed as you make your way down the ILS.
But airplanes do have different airspeeds or speeds which are the best to land, right? Or are all the airplanes actually quite good at 65 knots? Knots? Feet. Wait, knots. Nautic miles. Yeah, each one has different landing speeds? Okay.
You didn't follow the glide slope accurately enough. The glide slope is starting to drift away from
Yeah,
center.
that's true. That's true.
We're approaching the runway. This approach has an offset, meaning that the localizer and runway aren't lined up together exactly. Focus on following the ILS for now. We'll transition to a visual landing once we're closer to touchdown. Make only small corrections and remember that each will be more critical as we approach touchdown.
500.
Great. Now is a good time to transition from flying on instruments to using visual cues to complete the landing. Get us down onto the runway and then come to a smooth stop.
Du weißt es vielleicht noch nicht, aber du wirst einmal die Welt verändern.
Watch out.
Yeah, okay, that was a little bit.
Weiter und höher. Indem du dein wahres Potenzial entfesselst, hilfst du anderen, ihr wahres Potenzial zu entfesseln. Denn bei uns sorgst du für das Perfect Match zwischen Fachkräften und Bewirb dich bei Hayes und entfessle dein Potenzial.
Alright, so it's odd that she would actually point out if you are doing something wrong, but mostly she doesn't say anything. So it seems to be good. And then watch out. Yeah, exactly. It's just watch out. So is there maybe something like a bug? Really? I mean, I don't want to say that I'm a very good pilot, but is it maybe really something like a bug? Microsoft Flight Simulator. Watch out bug. I'm going to call it like that. Watch out bug. What is that training? How is it called actually? Let her be. Yeah, bugs are sometimes possible too. Yeah, I mean, that is really crazy what is going on here. ILS approach and IFRS testing flight training bug. Same problem. Watch out. To what? Everyone has this problem. It is really a bug. It is really a bug, friends. Look at this. Look at this. So is there a... You failed activity? Yes, exactly. Watch out, and the flight is interrupted by the with the window failure. Thomas writes, yeah, oh man, but it was a very good landing practice for you. Yeah, it was actually. Now I understand how the G spot and the the G spot and the line is working. Yeah, it was really good. Glide slope, right, the glide slope. Transition phase, very good, smooth landing, and then watch out, the activity failed. Perfectly documented, thanks. Same here, tried 4 times. We have tried it already 5 or 6 times. But look, this is something very recent. So from November. Watch out to what that is also. Same problem. Simply if programmer says something going. Alright, so whatever. Thank you very much for this journey. Oh man, that was quite the focus actually. I really had it. I was focusing quite a lot on nothing. Impossible to complete the mentioned bug. Thomas writes, I really must say thank you. I really can nicely chill and relax to your stream. I will slowly go now. I'm happy and looking forward to tomorrow, 2 p.m. I sent you the link and Twitch Whisper. Have a good night, my friend. Thomas, it is me who is really enjoyed by your appearance here and possibility to talk to you, and also to our tomorrow's flight together. That is going to be awesome. And everyone who wants to be with us tomorrow, 1 p.m. UTC 0, 2 p.m. German time, and accordingly, so a midday stream actually. So it would be awesome if someone would love to see that. I'm very excited. It's going to be awesome. And Thomas, thank you very, very much. To everyone else, thank you as well. It is great that we are trying to do such strange things and still are happy about that. I'm really tired now. Alright friends, so thank you very much. I wish you now a beautiful time in whatever time zone you are. Either it is morning, night as here, or the midday. So, till tomorrow friends, and beautiful dreams. Thomas, take care as well. Sweet dreams. Bye bye. Best pilot. Yeah, for you. Just you're the best pilot.